J-Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. I appreciate everybody for coming through. We're going to talk about that House of the Dragons. The episode just went off. It was a good episode. We see, I guess some people call these filler episodes. They progress the story along. Every episode can't be a dragon battle, but we see why and how the motivations behind this battle and this war that is coming. And the king is really upset, we see, and hurt over the loss of his son, which, of course, who wouldn't be? And he's a young man, so of course he's looking for revenge. And, he's not thinking clearly in different things, but at the same time, I kind of agree with him. I would want to get revenge and things. He got a lot of things he got to deal with. One of the things that a lot of the action to me didn't happen until the end. And it's really not action, but it was, the verbal, battle with him and the hand, and how he came in the hand, tried to check him, hand high tower, tried to check him and embarrass him. And, he had a point of, we had favor with everybody once they saw what she did when they had the funeral for his son. But at the same time, he like, okay, that's cool, but I ain't trying to, spill ink. I'm trying to spill blood. I want revenge. So at the same time, I get it. Him wanting some type of revenge. I didn't personally see anything wrong with him taking out all the rat catchers the way that they did, especially back in that day. Although, yeah, they did have family members and stuff. I don't think, like, they could have explained to those people, hey, we found it was two of them. One of them said the other one was a rat catcher. He couldn't point them out. There they go. So I don't know. But as far as the twin move with Sir Christian, all right, I think he went a little far on that one. He could have at least ran that plan by everybody and see what's going on first, in my opinion. I agree with that. And so, that wasn't a good move on his part. But he came at him the wrong way, embarrassed him in front of Christian Cole, and he took that hand back, especially after. And that's the thing with people in life. Some people be whispering in your ear and saying stuff, and they may not be the ones to necessarily benefit, but they kind of cause things to happen. And we be clubbing, you know what I mean? We be clubbing was putting in his ear, that's your father's hand. You need to get your own hand. And here it is. We Be Clubbing might have thought that he would have got appointed as hand of the king instead of Christian Cole, but nevertheless, he was implanting that in his head. I've seen people implant things in people's head and telling them they can do things from run away from home to leave a job to do whatever. And they may not all, work out the same way, but just putting them thoughts in people's head, you got to be careful sometimes. Because, hey, We Be Clubbing, he didn't got an old boy up out of here. We'll see how it play out in the end, because Christian Cole really doesn't have the experience Hightower has, and the relationships with all the other houses that he has. And they'll probably look down on him like, man, this old, glorified bodyguard is now hand of the king. Like, what? So I don't know. Dame Dollar, what's good? Adrian, what's up? Rashonda, what's good, sis? Who is the master of coin? Who handles the money? I'm pretty sure they may have covered that, but I don't know offhand. Um, they do have the council at the table. They just haven't gotten, at least I don't remember in these last two episodes, them detail of who does what, you know. What's up, B? Happy Sunday. How you doing? Always good to see you coming through. Appreciate you, sis. Um, so this episode also we saw Lady Hightower. She tried to talk with the queen, and she was like, "Hey, about what you saw that night." And the queen straight changed the subject, didn't she? Like, girl, please, I saw you riding that pony anyway. And when the queen was, when they were in that little cart behind the sun or whatever, with the little, you know what I'm saying, stitch up on the neck, he looked like Edward Scissorhands, little man. Anyway, she had saw what, some like pixie dust. Now me, I haven't read any of the books. I'm a pure film Game of Thrones follower. So from what I heard, okay, is that according to the books, she has some type of premonition, the gift and the curse. She may see things or say or hear things like what she said about afraid of the rats. And that's what happened with the rat catchers, so to speak, came for the boy. And so I don't know what she saw with that pixie dust or whatever, but it may come back that, hey, she saw something, twinkle, twinkle. But she was getting a little antsy in the streets, wasn't she? She was tweaking like she was about to jump out the cart. So I don't know. Maybe she thought the people was coming for her. Yo, Adrian. Shout out Adrian with the Golden State Warriors. You said, yeah, she could see the future. So there you have it, I guess. Adrian. Appreciate it. But so like I say, I'm a pure film follower. But I do, like the information that they have, but also like what did I see? I saw something. I think on HBO Max when I watched it. If you watch this on HBO Max, they have like a behind the scenes or something for each episode. So I think the last episode or something I had watched or something, and they was talking about something like that in the books, and they were saying that in the books, that's why I like to just go off of film and not off of books all the time, because they do change things. Because books you can get more detailed and you can go different places that you really can in film. But one example they said is that I think it's on HBO Max. If you watch this episode, last episode, they said that in the book, when they go to take out the boy, it's all from the perspective of people inside the castle, and from the queen and from other people, and how they perceived what happened and what went down. And they said that in the show they put it from the people that actually did it from their perspective, and Damon talking to them, and they even alluded to Damon did tell them to do that, because when he said, what if we don't find him? And then he leaned forward and so, hey, Damon more than likely told them, go ahead, off with the hat. Off with the hat, okay? Off with the hat. Speaking of One Eye Willie, what's up with him getting with the prostitute curled up in the ball? Don't touch me. I want to die in thy lap. Some dudes be having some of the weirdest fetishes and things, don't they? She could at least pull them big long bazoombas out or something. Shit only the rich women could afford a brassiere. That's what they wore back in the day, brassiere. And she had bazoombas. She had to let them bazoombas hang. This dude sat with that woman fully clothed while he was fully unclothed, fully naked, in the fetal position in her lap, talking about this, the what? Man, they be going through some things in Westeros, don't they? Straight up. They be having all kind of little fetishes and weird stuff going on. Anyway, moving along. How many of y'all thought that little boy was gonna fall in the mud when the cart got stuck? I could have swore that boy was gonna fall in the mud. Old girl started tweaking like they was gonna come for her. I didn't think nothing was gonna happen to her. I didn't think they was gonna rob her or do them like they did Joffrey. Throw a piece of doo-doo in his face. Who did that? Off with his hat. Kill them. Kill them all. Everybody hated Joffrey. Straight up. But no, I thought that baby was gonna fall in the mud or his head was gonna roll off or something. I thought that little Edward Scissorhands stitching wasn't gonna hold. But I guess she was just tweaking. It was all good. Adrienne, you say if you go back to season 1, she knew he was going to lose his eye for taking the dragon. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd have to go back to that because, you know, she kind of, her role is kind of, it seems her role is bigger so far this season than last season. Again, it's been a while. I didn't rewatch last season. So I kind of forgot a little about her. But you know, it's all good. We see Damon and Rhaenyra finally done fell out, and he bounced. He left. He left like a, you know what I'm saying, a modern dad. And so she questioned and asked him. He almost was about to put his hands on her again. He had to catch himself, which I was surprised she was coming at him that way, given that he yoked her up before. But anyway, we see that he ain't put his hands on her or nothing, but he came close. He gave her a little touch up, but he ain't do nothing to hurt her or nothing. But it looked like their relationship is on the rocks because she found out that he is the one that put that order in to get Shorty. And he kind of lightweight denied it, saying that he didn't put that in there. But she said, but what about if they didn't find One-Eyed Willie? And he like, I didn't say that. So, you know, you never know sometimes if he telling the truth with that or not. But nevertheless, they fell out. And I think she better off without him, except for the fact that she could have used that dragon of his. So we'll see if that all play out and how long he'll be back. One thing that I did think was gonna be something to show up, but I guess it didn't, is when she was talking with Lil Mama. How many of y'all thought Lil Mama was gonna repay her with some loyalty? When Lil Mama, she let Lil Mama go, Lil Mama walking to the boat about to leave, she see Twin. Shawty, you a twin, a twin. So then she like, hold up, un momento. And then what? She don't give the warning. She let the brothers battle it out to the death. I still don't know which one died, Sir Eric or the brother. Which one died at the end? The second one. I think it was Eric because I'm sorry, my queen. Ugh. I don't know. Anyway, she could have prevented it had she gave the warning like Pop from the barbershop. But she ain't. What did she do? She must have thought about it like, you know what? Hold up. Let me, you know what? Never mind. Let's go. She like, you know what? Let me get out of the politics of the Game of Thrones. All of you wanted the throne, but you don't want me. I should have stayed the whore. I would have been better off. They burned my house. Hey, she had a sad story, didn't she? She worked her way up, sold the body, her secrets, everything, to have a little something, be somebody, only to realize you ain't never gonna be nobody and they ain't gonna never respect you. Dang, that was hard. That broke her heart. Shorty had, dang. No wonder she ain't had no loyalty to nobody. Anyway, one thing that they said may happen, but I don't think will, is that Damon may try to round up and challenge for the throne on his own. I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be interesting. One thing that they always keep talking about is when the dragons go to war, like everything burns, the whole world is in trouble. I mean, I guess the way they talk about a dragon battle is like nuclear war for them. You get these big beasts flying around, burning up everything, burning up crops, burning cities down, melting stone. Yeah, I'm sure that's the last thing they want. And then, as we saw in the original OG Game of Thrones, OG GOT, it ain't that easy to shoot them. You need a scorpion, which I could have swore, and this is something I meant to say from last episode. I could have swore that Kyber from the OG Game of Thrones, either he said that I thought he said he created the scorpion, or did he say that he found the plans, old plans? I thought he said he created the scorpion, though. If he said he found the old plans, well, but I thought he created it because they had that scorpion in the last episode. They was ready to blast, wasn't they? So I don't know, but that's what you need in order to pierce the dragon skin scales. Otherwise, it's nothing you can do. So you maybe should get a lucky shot and shoot the rider. You know. Anyway, what part of this episode did y'all like most? It was kind of slow for, some people's standards. I enjoyed it. I liked the dialogue and the drama. Was it like an action-packed episode that you could really get into talking about this, that, and the other on a podcast? Not necessarily, but if you want to talk about the real Game of Thrones and the minutia of what's happening, it's a lot going on. For example, what's up with Damon treating his black daughter like a stepchild? What's up with that, huh? Oh, because the mama gone. You ain't getting none of that blackberry molasses. Oh, forget the daughter, right? That's how it is. Father, father, I have no need for you, daughter. Father, father. I ain't like that. Don't be father. Hey, man, what's wrong with you? Straight up. Sweet brown sugar, what's good, ma? How you doing, girl? Hope everything all good with you. 504, girl. But yeah, Father, what is wrong with father? Why does father not like me? Huh? That's gotta be weird though, don't it? That your mother passed away and your father now marries his who? Cousin? And then has kids with his cousin. They got a hell of a family reunion. It's every day. They just go home. It's family reunion. What? I don't know. That is something else, but we'll see. One thing else, did y'all notice? It seemed like these dragons look different. And I ain't talking about like color, but they body style. Like some are longer and skinnier with long back legs. Some are like big and fat and the legs up front things. They look a little different. The tails are different, which I think that's kind of interesting, you know. Or I could be tweaking. I don't know. Sweet Brown, you say it is. I can't believe the episode ended with those two. Yeah, yep. Yeah, it did. And yeah, those twins, that wasn't no Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Them boys was going at it, wasn't they? Sorry, brother. They fought to the death, which I was surprised that he didn't take out his brother when he had the chance, when he was hiding behind the wall and stuff. That's what I thought was gonna happen. Because when he was telling him, when Christian was telling him about the plan, and he like, well, what about my brother? He like, hey, you gotta avoid him or do what you gotta do, pretty much. So he chose to avoid him, but hey, in the end, he couldn't get over it. And then it was almost as if, like, once they started battling, it was hard to tell who was who. I'm surprised she sat there and watched the whole thing. She told her girl to go run and get help, but I'd have been breaking out with her. She wanted to see. So, Eric, which one are you will wear? So, Eric. I know, right? Sweet brown sugar, you thought you was getting some action tonight. I wanted to deliver that action too. I'm telling you, I wanted to deliver it. Nah, but nah, I guess they saving it up. I guess they don't want to overdo it with dragon battles every episode and people, getting Game of Thrones taken out. But they gave us a little baby battle at the end with the little twin brother battle. But overall, I don't know. It was a good episode. I enjoyed it. One thing I'll say about Game of Thrones, this is what, like, TV shows that are 10, this is that, man. Just the set design, the costumes, the cinematography, the way that it's just they nail every category on shows like this. They really do. And these are shows, like, it's hard to, yeah, it's not the Shy. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be in the city, and it's a little different, to try to hard to compare, but there's different genres. But at the same time, wow, they really, I mean, The Sopranos was a modern type of show, and it had, the modern type of budget and things. So I mean, I don't know. Anyway, this show ain't no joke. Now, how many of y'all thought Christian Cole was about to tear it up when she got in that tub and we saw her, like, hurrying up, taking them clothes off? He was like, I can't do it. Next thing you know, she was in there taking it off. I thought he was about to run in there with that sword at attention, like, I'm back, baby. She go tell her father, I've sinned, and I do not want to hear it. She wanted to tell she been, getting stabbed in the dark. I too have been getting stabbed, my father, repeatedly. Between her legs, stop repeatedly, and I love it. I love it. What am I to do? I had that old man for so long, father. Since teenage years, this old man was on me. And now look at Christian Cole. He's so beautiful. Yeah, I don't blame her though, man. Hightower needs a little modern piece. Christian Cole sitting there. She ain't had nothing looking like that compared to old boy with half his face falling off. Ugh. She had to sleep in separate bedrooms. So she couldn't even stand looking at him. All right. Now, if y'all are new to the channel, couple things I do. Y'all let me know what you would rate this episode. You can put the hashtag Moorescore, or and you can do it on a scale of 1 to 100, or a scale of 1 to 10. What would you rate this episode? I'm about to go ahead and rate this episode. I ain't gonna keep everybody up too long tonight. And also, I like that these episodes are a little longer than an hour. They be putting in work on here, don't they? They don't be shortening the episodes on the House of the Dragon or Game of Thrones. Not normally. They normally give you the full hour or extra 10. So, you let me know if y'all, enjoy full content. But I do. I like the whole story. Give me my hour. Don't give me 52 minutes or 47, especially when it ain't no commercials. But anyway, let's get to the Moorescore rating. All right, now the Moorescore is my rating system I use to be non-biased. I know a lot of y'all that come to the channel hear me say this all the time. I'm just saying this for the new folks. So, the new folks that's watching, I appreciate you, even if it's just one. 4 categories, 25 points each, give you a score of 100. Now, let's see. The visual cinematography for Game of Thrones is excellent. Excellent. It's film quality. Film quality. If somebody came and watched just this House of the Dragons episode and they didn't know this was a TV show, it would be great. Now, as far as the visuals and cinematography for this episode, I really did like how they had the two brothers fight. I was like, damn, are they really twins? It had me really thinking they are really twins. If they really twins, well, hey, maybe they didn't use too much, special effects or whatever. But the cinematography, the way it was shot, the battle, the suspense, it had me thinking like, ooh, I knew they wasn't gonna kill Rhaenyra, of course. So I'm gonna give it a 22 out of 25. Storyline and plot. I like how they kind of moving the storyline along. It slowed down a little. I mean, you can't have everything, going off every episode, but the prince, the king rather, then got a new hand. And we see that everybody trying to plot little sabotage moves. Yeah, I like how it's going. Rhaenyra and Daemon on the outs. I'm gonna give it a 22 out of 25. Special effects, makeup, costumes. I mean, come on. This is a 25 every episode. I mean, even without the dragons, and they did have a little. Game of Thrones, what could you say about the special effect, makeup, and costumes that's wrong? I mean, you really can't. If you hating on that, woo, I don't know what you watch. And then entertaining and fun factor. Okay, so this wasn't the most entertaining episodes on Game of Thrones standards. That's a high standard, but it wasn't bad. I'm gonna give it a 21 out of 25, which would bring it to what? A 90 on the Moorescore. Still got a 90 out of there. I mean, with a 25 on the special effects, costume, makeup, that's pretty much a given every episode for a show like this. I mean, it's gonna hit the high scores. It's just that everything is just superb with that category. So, this storyline, I gave it a 21. It could have been a 20, but that would have just made it an 89 out of a 90. I mean, 89 out of 100. I gave it a 90 out of 100. I always give a 0.5 margin of discretion. If you felt this was a 9.5, whoo, I wouldn't say it was that good, but I get if you really love the show, maybe. And if you thought it was an 85 or 8.5, I can see that as well, because it didn't have some of the oomph it usually have. And that one battle at the end may not be enough for some, you know. So let me know what you would put in there. Put a hashtag Moorescore, and I'll let you know. And I'll put it on the screen. Lenora, you would give it a 8 out of 10. That's about on par with what I said. I gave him up with a 90, but I always get a 0.5. So, it come close enough. Sweet brown sugar. I can't believe that big dude folded. Hey, he folded like a cheap suit. They ain't even had to touch him, and he was ready to start squealing. You ain't gonna hurt me, are you? Nah, we gonna give you some food. You cut off the king's son's head, the prince's head, and you tell me you're not gonna hurt me, are you? I could tell you he was a rat catcher. I tell you who he was. Just don't hurt me. I won't hurt you, but I can't promise that the king won't. Oh no. Come on, please, don't hurt me. Please, it was only a joke. Half up front, half later. These dudes is crazy. Adrian, you say Game of Thrones is more about politics than action is. Second, that's true. And that's the real game. Is that the politics, the backstab, the words and things they say, the politics and stuff. That's the real Game of the Thrones right there, not the, you know, action and killing, you know. Lenora say, yeah, I think they are actually twins. Okay. You know, Sweet Brown Sugar say Damon should have found better. Hey, you ain't lying. Sweet gave it an 8. Yeah, I get it, you know. And you know, this episode, I'm interested to see how it's all gonna play out. One thing that I didn't remember is who was that Viking looking dude with the blonde hair, and it was some woman that was sick and he was trying to help her, and they was talking us. I don't remember who he was. A Viking with the blonde hair. So I don't know. I was wondering, Sweet said it was like hiring crackheads. Talk about to kill the prince and get 2 crackheads to do it. You ain't lying. They damn sure wasn't worth it. It's like trying to put some electrical tape on your car, you know what I'm saying, on your damn hoses to keep them together. I'm talking about you try to put it. I'm gonna put this on there and hold it together for you. You know what I mean? It's gonna be just good as new. Once that tape start to melt, it's gonna be a seal. It's gonna seal. It's gonna be just like glue. Sweet Brown, you say, Jay, did you hear the spoiler about Lord Corliss? No, I didn't. I did see. I'm glad that those other black dudes were brothers. I'm glad you brought that up because I'm about to say, is every brother in the realm a switch hitter? But what, Lord Corliss? He wanna try to work for him, set sail. He won't lower that anchor. Hey, Lord Corliss, why don't you drop that anchor all up in here? Oh yeah, drop it down. Boogaloo. No. Speaking of drop an anchor, man, it was somebody I was talking to. Oh man. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I guess they butt was itching or something. We was outside talking, and so nonchalantly while we was talking, they had their hand behind their back and was like doing like this or something. But they was wearing shorts, so you could see the shorts like going up and down, up and down. They doing that. And we was talking, I'm like, then they did it again, like digga 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 digga. I'm like, what the hell? Then we talking, they like, and they did it again, like digga 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 digga. I'm like, them little damn hemorrhoids is flaring up or something. Did you get it? And I ain't never seen nobody digging they roast like that right in front of me. That was a dude too. I'm like, man. And then after that was done, he's like, all right, I'll see you later. I'm like, peace. Don't be digging all up in there like that. And them damn shorts, this person was slim too, so them shorts was flopping. And he had his hand behind his back, like, I guess he thought I'm not seeing that you digging up your roast, man. What is you doing? Ugh. I was sitting there like, will you please get whatever it is you trying to get? He dug up in there and tickled that little fanny like 3 times. Like, nah. All right, Sweet Brown, you say, nah, word is, old boy is his bastard son. Ah, makes sense. Now it makes sense. Brother, he's your daddy. Brother, he's your daddy. He's going to help you. Please, make sure he knows that he's your daddy. If he's your daddy, then you can get support. It's a new thing out, brother. It's support from a daddy who wasn't there. He is a daddy who wasn't there. We could get support from Lord callers. We take him to court. We plead our case. We get a stipend every month in arrears. We get a stipend in arrears for support. We call it stipend support for children who are abandoned by daddies who are no longer there but who are no longer successful. It's a beautiful name. It's very great. Let's do it. We can get a ship. You say I sound like old dirty, old dirty bastard. Oh man, no, that was the very first case of child support. That's how the story of child support was created. Of course, a black man started that too. Always got to be somebody coming after the black man. First child support. Nah. Anyway, his bastard son, it makes sense. He the only black man we done seen in the whole realm. Everybody else that we seen that's black is somehow related to him. So we are the original Negro. We are the Nubian seed. We come from Nubia, and that is why we all are related. Anyway, it seemed that they all extinct. All the black folks extinct by the time of Game of Thrones, which is what, in 170 years, 200 years. It was only Adebisi with that hat on his head. It was only him and that pirate that was left. There's only two brothers left, and both of them was bald. All their little blondie dreads fell out. Anyway, let me get up out of here, y'all. This was a good episode. No, it wasn't on par with the rest of, the action that Game of Thrones presents, but it did have a lot of mental twists and turns and things going on. I'm guessing that old girl that been snitching and telling information, she's gonna play a significant part in the future. I mean, they kind of foreshadowed by letting her out. Who knows what may happen? She probably will feel that Rhaenyra honored her or got some type of loyalty to her. Because, I mean, it's true. She could have left her in the dungeon to die, especially after she did have some information and a part to play in what happened to her son. So, but she let her go. I think part of the reason she let her go is to help prove to not only her but others that she had nothing to do with Shorty getting his top chopped off. You know what I mean? So it got me ready for more. It's got me ready for more. They definitely want us to understand why they go into war. I get it. I hope they don't pull some moves that they pulled in the final season of Game of Thrones when they had what 2-3 episodes build up before we got to see the final war with the White Walkers. Like we had to watch them sit and talk and trade war stories for 2 episodes and get drunk. We trading war stories. Outlaws on the rise. Come on, Tupac, get to it. We get it. Y'all got drunk and traded war stories. He was worried about death. I got it. Anyway, I'm up out of here, y'all. Y'all have a good one. I'm going to see y'all on the next video. Be Be safe out there. Deuces.